Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I never like to let a good opportunity to get a new tool go to waste. And when the pandemic hit last year, I basically doubled the size of our garden, which was already pretty big, which involved a whole lot of cutting of some trellis stuff, some fence work, and a lot of it was in this kind of material, which is actually, it's pretty good steel, but it's this one's rusted out. As a demo, but anyway, I had to cut a lot of these things. These were squares, and I'd get them in big rolls of 20 to 50 feet. Sometimes I'd have to cut them in half, put them around different areas. We have a lot of urban deer here. We also have, animals, other animals that get in, and the plants, tomatoes, beans, etc. really like to have some sort of a material to hang on to. So I had tons of this stuff, and I cut a lot of it. And let's say I had a 6-foot piece, I'd have to cut it down by cutting out one of these kind of 6x6 squares all the way across, and then trim off the edges so I didn't have sharp points. And most of the time I used linemans, and I can cut with these linemans. It takes some effort here, and what I remember, is I squeeze about like that. Or I can use the big dikes here, the Klein dikes. These I really like, but you can see I'm taxing the grip I've got on it. It's approaching a maximum usefulness, but I can cut through it. These cut way better than those. I can feel it. But anyway, I'm working on that again. We're doing even more, making things a little bit bigger and taller. I noticed these on Amazon. They say it cuts 20% easier cutting. I think it's actually more than that, because if I measure these guys from the pivot point to the base of the jaw, about the center of where I would have this rod, I'll do this in, I'll do it in inches here for you, but it's about half an inch from there to there. Let me try it up here. So I'll put that right about in the cutting point. Yeah, it's actually a touch under half an inch. Then if I start here and go to the end of the handle, it goes out to about 9 inches. That's from the pivot point out to 9, because it's a 10-inch cutter, which means half, or 9 divided by a half, is 18. So I'm getting an 18-to-1 leverage here. And I haven't opened this package yet, so you're going to find out if it works or not. But if I compare it to this, then this also, you can see the rotational point is right there. I'm probably working with about the same half inch, yeah, about half inch. And then if I go from that same spot out, I'm working at about 7.5. 7.5 divided by half is going to be 15. So I've got an 18 times leverage here, and a 15 times leverage here. So what I was hoping for were 3 things. One is a nice, clean, snappy cut. But I wanted some shock resistance. These are really heavy handles. These here, a little more flexible, a little smaller too, so I'm going to find out if that makes a difference versus a little bit wider. And of course I wanted it to cut a little bit easier, because if I've got 20 feet of this stuff and I have to make 2 cuts on every 6 inches, 20 times 2 is 40 of these squares for a 20-foot piece, times 2 is 80 cuts for one 20-foot section. 80 snaps, pop, 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 pop. This actually feels directional, interesting, good. Pop, 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 all the way, and your hand is just killing you. You're wearing gloves, you have to take a break. So I got this, it popped up on my Amazon suggested tools, and it was only a little over 30 bucks, 32 bucks. The same thing was also in the $70 on another one of Amazon's choices. So let's see what this thing's up to. Anything special here? Do I need to read the directions? 20% easier cutting, unique heavy-duty forged axle, superior no break-in strength. Oh, that's what they call it, no break-in, huh? Yeah, that's not bad. The other thing is I do have bolt cutters. I could obviously use those, and that's where I started, but it's hard to do any fine work, and I only have 2 hands, so if 2 of them are on the bolt cutter and I need to hold the workpiece, I'm out of luck. What I really need to do is be able to work with one hand, or at least until it's set, and maybe I can quickly grab it. So we've got medium hardwire up to 3/16, hardwire 9/64, piano wire 1/8. So I'm working with this medium stuff, 3/16. I don't know what this stuff is. It's not much. Looks like it's maybe 1/8. So 2/16. So here we go. I'm going to try this one more time just to get a feel for it. Throw my blast shield down so I don't lose an eyeball. And okay, let me do it one-handed, see if that's still a possibility. Yep, can do that. Now let's try my hopefully 20% easier one. Okay, I'm going to have to open pretty wide. I can feel that. Let's try it. Here we go. Yeah, it's easier. I don't know how to measure 20% without pulling out some force testers, but I can feel it sink in. It's less snappy. When I do this one, I can feel a greater shock. You can see I'm starting to bleed again here. That one wasn't too bad. Let's try this guy. No, not bad at all, and it's a little bit easier. So I can just snip these all day long. Perfect. That tool's going to pay for itself in carpal tunnel surgery, right? Yep, I could do this. It's going to work out. Now let's have a close look at it. After a few cuts, let's see. Any marks here? A little dirty. I don't feel anything. What's it done on this side? Just taken off a little bit of the industrial finish there. Let me try to get that so you can see it better. Something in there, but I don't feel anything. I can see, almost like paint came off. But there's the difference. So if I line up the, actually I could do it this way, line up this point in both of them, squeeze down here. That's a pretty good difference. That's this here from the grip points is at about 2 inches, and this one seems to be designed for a pinky placement down here, which means I can grab it all the way at the end quite easily. If I was doing this one, I've got to keep. This is where your hand is designed to go. So I'm losing about 1 inch here, whereas this one comfortably you can roll your hand all the way down to the very end. So I think the advantage is even greater than just that extra bit. So not bad. Let me try a two-handed one. Not bad at all. Let's try one of these. Nothing. Absolutely no resistance there. Let's try this guy. Same. It's pretty soft wire. And same. But anyway, I got this for a gardening project. When I have to cut a lot of this fencing, this is the heavier stuff, not the regular chicken wire. And you can see it's nice and shiny inside there maybe. Let me see that. Still good, just rusted on the outside. So just in, I look at this as kind of a medical cost. I needed this tool in order to, prepare or prevent my hand from getting hurt. So maybe I'll see if I can get a doctor to write a prescription for Knipex. Anyway, with that, dock out.